I don't know, there's something Twitter did early into this morning. I think they took off Osimhen's name off the trend.
No, but
because even when you was too much.
There were different spelling of the names.
You understand?
Osimhen,
they took it out
so
because what happened was that even when I checked, do you know these guys started taking me back to older? So there was something intentional.
It could be your. It could also be your internet.
No, it wasn't internet. I understand these things with the algorithm. It was something that was intentional because Napoli was trending, Chelsea was trending, Al-Ali was trending, you know. But there was just a lot, and it ended in utter disappointment for many Nigerians.
Don't let me say a disappointment per se, because when you look at what Chelsea themselves offered, they offered him half of his salary at Napoli, 1. 2, they were only offered him, let's just half of his salary, and that is 4 million euros per year. Then you give him 2 million if you qualify for the UCL. Which, are you sure Chelsea is going? Even when they got Sancho, they said if Chelsea make top 14 in the Premier League, that's when they can sign Sancho. So Siemens you're telling this man to come, half his salary, that's 1, and then you are not even. It's going to be any lesser than some of these boys in your team.
So, Toyosi, are you trying to put a blame on Chelsea here?
I'm going to blame Napoli and Chelsea for doing this. Because Napoli...
Without Osimhen and calendar taking
So that's why
I would not blame Osimhen for this because, see, if I'm earning 300,000 naira where I'm working, if somebody now tells me that, Toyosi, come to my place because you are a big name, supposedly, and then you have for my N150 I
so I definitely am not going through that route. So let me give you a context. Victor James Osimhen last played competitive football in the last week of May. So for more than 90 days now, Victor Osimhen has not kicked the ball.
Officially.
He has not kicked the ball. No one has seen him kicking the ball. That's it.
No, you know, train?
No preseason, no competitive game. Not for Nigeria. In fact, for a lot of people to know that he hasn't even played for Nigeria in all these World Cup qualifiers. So he hasn't played, the last game he played for Nigeria was far back in February, the AFCON final. So for more than 90 days right now, Victor Osimhen has not played football for anyone to see. Either scouts, but yes, he's current African Footballer of the Year. So he has the entire summer to sort whatever it is he needs to do with Napoli out. Either take a pay cut to leave the club, or take a higher pay and go outskirts of Europe. He had all summer, but he waited till the last minute. You can talk about the offer that is being given. Because Chelsea know you don't... Right now, Chelsea are in a position to say, this is what we want to offer you, whether you're taking it or not. The same thing Al-Ali of Saudi also did with him. This is all we're doing. But he doesn't want to leave Europe. He had a lot of clubs. We had discussed on this platform about his proposed move to PSG. Whatever that
is, it was Napoli who pulled the plug. Napoli had accepted the deal. They pulled the plug on him.
No.
See, this thing is more like...
The story
who's going to lose now?
The story out there also is the fact that Osimhen was not ready to cut down on his...
Why would I take 150?
11 million euros that I collect per annum.
Why would I take half?
There's no problem about that. If you want to stick to that, then you should go to clubs that are going to pay you. But in Europe, if everyone is saying we have a particular budget, and that's how it's going to be. All the top clubs, despite many of them needing a striker, are not coming on.
Let him finish and then you pick up.
So, that's why I'm putting it on Osimhen and his advisors and the agents. He had 2 months. He didn't go for... There was no tournament that he played in. Nigeria didn't have any tournament. There was no Euros that he went to. There was no Olympics that he went to. So he had enough time to sort all of this out with his agents and his advisors. Napoli will never get 120. We already said that here. And I'm sure at a point, Napoli was even ready. The new coach also made it clear from onset that you are not part of my team, which gives him all the time to sort himself out. Now they're talking about Chelsea, but talking about Napoli, Osimhen has himself to blame, and that is my position on this.
All right. Toyosi, what are your thoughts now concerning the situation? Who do you think is to blame? Okay, just before you pick up, let them know the situation now. The situation now is that Osimhen is still a Napoli player, and his relationship with Napoli has completely broken down. There's basically no relationship with Napoli. You understand? And Al-Ali in Saudi Arabia, the window is open till Tuesday. Second September.
On Monday.
Monday. That's when the window is open till Monday. There's the only place that can.
Al-Ahly has already signed a player.
Maybe
other clubs.
Al-Ahly cannot. They have a foreign quota which they've already.
So maybe other
okay.
Saudi Arabian
So
clubs.
that's the situation now. Osimhen is in limbo. What is your take?
Well, to make matters worse, they just released their team list this morning, and he's not in their CRA team of the season.
Never.
Like,
he was not even in the team.
No, like he's not even in their squad. Like, normally you still say fringe players.
Yeah, like
his name has been taken out.
His name has been taken out of the CRA thing, or maybe until January before he can play again. But the thing about Osimhen now is, according to what I know,
submitted to Syria.
For those that can play. Yeah. So until January before anything can happen. But for now, what is on Osimhen's mind is to come back to Nigeria. Tomorrow, you're going to play on Saturday, surely, then you play against Rwanda. What we have, and then it still has October too.
We'll go to NFF because that's where we went to
and
that one. I wonder why his name is there.
He's still going to play October international this thing again.
Okay.
So we have September, October, November for him to play.
Yeah.
But for me,
playing into 2 games for Nigeria.
You know what happens?
It's
you know what happens? Let's see how yesterday went. Osimhen earns between 11 and 12, reportedly, million as a salary. Chelsea offered 4, which is just a little above 35% of what he's earning now. Osimhen is the highest earner in Napoli by far.
Even on his Syria.
I was shocked. You don't believe. I was shocked. Now Osimhen earns 8 times more than Kvaratskhelia. I was shocked. I saw it 2 times. I thought it was a lie. I sent it to Nedu. I said, guys, check it. You should do Google.
It's a contract thing, actually. He came on loan.
I'm not.
Kvaratskhelia was coming from his unknown.
That's what
he was coming from
Lille
as the highest paid. In fact, it was the highest transfer for Napoli at the time.
Yeah.
And then when they had the improved contract last year,
exactly. So my point is that Napoli, to spend that kind of amount, they held Osimhen in high esteem. There's no doubt about that.
Yes.
You understand? Now, like Sam said, last year, you decided to take a new contract because the reason being that the club should get something from you when you are being sold. And then they put in a release clause. Now, a lot of people are saying, why should he have signed that extension last year? If he didn't sign that extension, by this year, he'll be a free agent. Right? But let's leave that part. You want the club spent 70 million on you.
Yeah.
So the club say, guy, let's recoup something. And it happens, a gentlemanly understanding.
And that's why they gave him this. So they gave him this summer that you are leaving him this summer.
So now
so
you have 120.
They started planning without him.
You have 120 million. Now people have mentioned, we're not mentioning Calendar here. Calendar is his agent.
Yeah.
If it was a Jorge Mendes, if it was any of these super agents, we've seen where these guys have struck deals from unlikely places. Are you trying to say, or are we trying to say, that if Osimhen has fired an agent before, if Osimhen had a better agent, right? Couldn't something have been done? There was more than enough time, 1 year plus. Yeah. Because this transfer was 1 year in the making.
Everyone already understands you.
Last summer.
Yes.
You should have, and we had already heard that Chelsea had already been sounded out. Now, leave Chelsea on their own. Chelsea they have their own. Village people are doing them their own. Because probably, who were you making the arrangements with? Do they have a director of football that understands? Emenalo is no longer there. Imagine if you had somebody who had a plan and can plan ahead.
1 year
There's some
ahead,
people that they don't
know
have bought because you know that this person is coming.
There was no faith.
You remember how Mbappe owned Madrid is because you know somebody's coming. There's when you plan your team because you know, you're expecting this guy. But Chelsea didn't do that. But the point is that this happened for 1 year. Now, it had to go to the last day. We knew it was going to the last day because they were trying to get the most they can from Chelsea. And Chelsea decided they were not going more than 4 million a year. 4 million a year translates to about
It's a big loss. It's a big loss, man.
100,000 a week.
It's a big loss.
About that. Which for Osimhen, now the point is that why did they allow? Now, this is where Ivan Toney comes in. So it was either him or Ivan Toney. Now, and Al-Ahly said they were going to put a release clause, the release clause, in fact, on reports said it was between 50 and 70 as a release clause after 2 years. And it was going to be, amenable to him. It was going to be appreciable to him. And it was either him or Toney. Why didn't he plan in such a way that he's going to go there or something rather than being in limbo? That's my point. Is that even if Chelsea offer was insulting, let's agree. Yeah. But then Al-Ahly was a go there now.
See, okay.
Do you understand?
There are ways.
Al-Ahly did what to favor them.
If we rather not go to Saudi, he doesn't want to go to Saudi. He wants to stay in Europe. But now he's going to have the next 5 months not playing football.
I think this is the first Nigerian in a very long time that's having this kind of issue.
This option was there. Go to Saudi.
Play football.
You play football. You earn times, I don't know, maybe times 5 or whatever
We'll
it
be
is.
earning 40 million per
earning.
season.
Yeah,
That you're earning.
yes.
So there's that, and you will be playing competitive football.
Yes.
Maybe not at the level that you wanted, but then, or you stay 5 months without playing active football.
Well, the
It
whole
shows
blame
latter.
is not on Osimhen, to be honest. The whole blame is not on
It shows the
Osimhen.
latter.
no,
That
no,
it doesn't-
Napoli were
We
greedy.
cannot put the whole. Forget
No.
Napoli. You can't
Napoli
say
were
so.
greedy.
There's
Baba, they
an
spent 70
understanding.
They
million.
were greedy. You know why I said they were greedy?
There is an
Because Ali
understanding.
Ali came and said 80 million. Total package.
no.
Wait, Ali
Napoli
agreed
is
now.
ready to collect
Same thing,
money.
Napoli agreed.
PSG had come earlier with that same offer. He said no.
No.
PSG was rumors.
Okay.
Was not confirmed.
PSG
No,
never
PSG
put
came.
any amount.
They had
It's a lie.
no. They had a last ditch offer for him. They had a last-
PSG. Fabrizio said the PSG did not ever
They
put an
didn't
official
put
offer.
any.
Never. That one is fact.
When you know
They did not.
What?
So you can't say they did. They did not.
Okay.
PSG didn't.
You know Napoli did not allow him to speak to some
PSG
certain
didn't.
clubs in Syria too. They didn't allow him to speak to some people.
No.
They
There's
didn't
no
allow.
club in Syria that
It's not.
can
See,
afford.
if you allow negotiation,
Baba,
if you allow, see,
Baba,
you have release clause does not mean that I cannot play. I cannot
Syria
negotiate.
as a league. Syria as a league.
You know what I
that
know.
they don't have.
You know
Is that you want to say that?
But yes,
it's
it's
Syria.
But okay, that's
But
that
what?
money where they
But what?
collect now. It's even like it's choking Napoli.
In fact, the next person after Osimhen is almost like half of Osimhen. In Napoli. That's Napoli that's playing the eye. Go and look at the other leagues. You will shock you.
But
What Inter
see,
Milan
it is
is
not-
doing. Look at Lukaku. How much Lukaku collecting?
If you had allowed Osimhen and negotiate, speak with some clubs.
But nobody's blocked him. No.
There were some clubs Osimhen could
Nobody
not
blocked
negotiate
Osimhen.
with. There were not.
See, Toyosi, I
Nobody-
totally disagree with that.
A
Because
fool, 1,000, a lie.
this
Nobody blocked
summer
Osimhen.
was meant for Osimhen to sort himself out.
Yes,
Napoli
not this
already
summer.
had
Money.
Osimhen had 1 year.
He had 1 year.
There already.
It was a thing of
It was an
the
understanding
money.
between the two.
Can they really make?
Between Osimhen's camp and Napoli.
Nobody wants to cough out. Do you know? Nobody wants to cough out
we
120.
we understand
And
nobody-
Osimhen's salary is a huge one.
Nobody wants to pay the 120 million, which is on the release clause. But then about negotiation, it is between him and how many teams were you hearing that he was negotiating with? He was waiting on. So before there was no
Osimhen agreed personal terms with PSG.
there was no
He
concrete
did agree
offer.
personal terms with PSG.
At least reportedly, from every source that we can find, for Napoli, up until
What will you say to PSG? He
Up
accepted
until
personal terms
Al
with
Ali.
PSG.
No.
He did.
If he accepted personal terms with PSG, why
It is not left with
bringing money?
Napoli and PSG. It was left
Okay.
between
you know
Napoli and
what?
PSG.
Toyosi, let's see on this one. You know, opinions can differ, but you see, PSG, it was clearly stated there was no concrete.
The only
interest.
yes.
Let's
Where
just-
PSG
there was
was,
no
it's
offer.
either if Kolo
There was
Muani
no- there- yes.
or Gonzalo
There
Ramos.
was no.
Yes.
Let's not have.
There could be a verbal negotiation. How much I want to pay.
Look, we are not there. The most we can do is to get reports. And as it stands now, the number one person, Fabrizio Romano, stated it clearly. He said PSG. He said no concrete offer, nothing from PSG.
No concrete
so we
offer
cannot
means
say
like there is basically
no concrete offer means that
there-
it was rumors. You can't live based on rumors. So let's forget it. They never, if they wanted him, they never wanted. Let's get that one out. My point is this: you had
They
1
wanted
year
him, they
plus.
will do what they need to.
You cannot blame
You are
Napoli.
Neves of Benfica.
Look,
They
at this point
wanted
in
him
time-
and they paid over 70 million for that 19-year-old.
You know,
That's when you understand. When you want somebody, you go for him.
PSG were not desperate.
Okay, let's also look at this fact. What makes Osimhen unattractable to top clubs?
Okay, you know what happened?
Arsenal needs a striker. Real Madrid need a striker.
Yes.
Forget Real Madrid will not buy
Chelsea needs a
anybody.
striker. Teams that needs a striker, what makes Osimhen unattractable to all these guys?
Then you blame
I like
calendar.
this. I like
you
this.
blame calendar.
I like
because
Sam.
calendar cannot negotiate on behalf of Osimhen.
I like this question because look, for this Osimhen, we have more questions than answers.